And here is a special edition of the podcast that we shot and recorded at the India Bike Week. Let's get into it.
Jaspreet Bhatia, welcome to the Biker Radio Rodcast. Welcome to the long way home.
Thank you, Shandy. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me here.
Man, I have got so many questions. At least 10 of them I have. Okay, so we'll see how many of them we can do. But let's start right away. Tell us about Carberry. Where does this come from? What is the Carberry?
Okay, in Australia, Paul Carberry was the initial person who conceived this idea.
Okay.
And he, along with Ian Drysdale, an Australian engineer, gave it this idea came into existence.
Right.
Okay. And from there onwards, during course of time, during years, they produced some bikes. And they were like hit in all over world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of bikes were these?
They were British V-twin 1000cc bikes.
Ah, okay.
And it was a dream for every Royal Enfield owners throughout the world.
Okay.
So this is the history in Australia.
But they were Royal Enfields?
They were based on Royal Enfield only. The gearbox was Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
The clutch box was Royal Enfield's.
Okay.
And the top end was of Royal Enfield.
Okay.
The bottom end, they designed it.
So which is, I don't understand much about this, but to try and understand, is it the crank case?
The crankcase, the complete part of the crankcase was designed by Paul and Ian Drysdale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then they made these bikes over there. And
So they took a 500cc and another 500cc, combined it together to make a V-twin.
V-twin.
Okay.
So the people were fantasized by that design.
Right.
Even I am fantasized by the design.
I'm sure.
And after a few years, due to the high cost of production in Australia, the whole project got down. And in 2016, so for the history in India, I will go a little bit.
Yeah.
Behind, deeper inside the past. My father was a professor of chemistry in government college.
Okay.
He was passionate about teaching.
All right.
Okay, so we have a history of a passion holders in
Right.
our family.
Right.
So I had a passion of biking.
Right.
So, but my father and my brother didn't allow me to drive or own a motorcycle due to the safety reasons.
Okay.
So what I did, I bought old British bikes. I'm talking about 2006, 7, or maybe even beyond that.
Yeah.
So I was collecting those bikes. I was restoring those British bikes, and I was selling those bikes, and I was making a good profit out of it.
Right.
So this was the this is how the passion started to develop for the biking.
Right.
Okay, and I drove those British bikes also.
Right.
So when I grew up,
Yeah.
I had the same passion as all other Indian biker had for the Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
But I didn't find my Royal Enfield to be different than others.
Okay.
To make that different, I need a different engine.
Right.
So for the different engine, what I did, I started making V-twins.
Right.
But I failed terribly because I was from a commerce background. There I know the difference. I knew the difference between the engineer and a commerce guy.
Right.
There was some clearances and all tolerances which I didn't knew about it.
Right.
So I started studying about the V-twin engines.
Right.
I came to know about Carberry Enfield at that time.
Right.
And when I saw the engine, I fell in love with the engine. I dropped a message to Paul Carberry that what's going on, I want an engine for myself.
Okay.
So he said that I have closed the operations
Okay.
and I have kept that on shelf.
Right.
I asked him that whether you want to keep it on shelf or let's make money out of it.
Okay.
He says, let's make money out of it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I sent him tickets
Okay.
to come down to India. He came down here. We had a meeting. We had a long discussions. He studied about my nature. I studied about his nature.
Right.
And we both went along nicely.
Yeah.
And so he came with his patterns, his patents, his molds,
Right.
His technology, his drawings,
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
And our Indian company, Dream Engine Manufacturers, made a pact with Carberry Motorcycles on the patent and everything.
Okay.
And we started on 1st January 2016. We started off with the first working day.
Wow.
And by the end of that year, we were having a working engine with us.
Okay.
In next 6 months, we had a working bike with us.
Oh, wow.
And in next another 6 months, we started off for the BS4 norms.
Okay.
But on the day we went for the BS4, BS6 norms gave us a
Oh my God.
blow hit.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can understand.
And we have to start the engineering again for the BS6.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Wow.
Because there are lots of engineering involved in BS6.
Yes.
All the camps have to be designed again. Everything you can name in it, you have to change everything in engine. So that was the history up till now. As this talk goes on, I will tell you more.
Yeah. So what was the original concept of the Carberry?
Okay. The original concept of the Carberry in Australia was to modify to fit a new engine with a new chassis.
Right.
And I conceived the same concept in India also. But later on, I came to know, in 2016, I came to know that this is not at all possible because the modification is not allowed in India.
Right.
So my dad said me to go on the right path,
Right.
rather than bending on the paths, go on the right path. So we started off with the BS4.
Okay.
So the actual concept of Carberry right now, Carberry Motorcycles, we can say that we are working towards a BS6 bikes, and we are supplying engines to the countries who allow the modification part.
Okay.
Many of the European countries, you can buy the engine and chassis, and you can make
know.
your own bike, and you
know.
can drive.
And in India, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
I mean, this is a tough country to do anything, right?
Yeah.
How insanely difficult is it for an entrepreneur in the motorcycling space?
Okay, this is a very good question, and I will love to answer this question. Okay, so it depends on the budget you are having. How much budget, how much finances you are having in a hand. This is not just a normal startup.
Right.
I have done all R&D, and I am saying this with proof that you can't do this startup successfully if you have a short funds.
Right.
See, I'm a passionate biker myself.
Right.
I was a collector of bikes.
Right.
I had 40 bikes, many cars. I sold everything off to finance this
Really?
project. I had many Nortons, you name it, and I had got it. So I sold everything to fund this project. Means everything, I mean to say the things
That were dear to you.
that were dear to me.
Right.
Exactly. So you can also say that I am bleeding while I'm smiling. So this is not the play. This field is not for the newcomers.
Yeah, but how difficult is it? Seriously, I mean, I know that it's not easy to do anything because, well, let's say it's not yet startup friendly in this space, is it?
This is not. This field is not at all startup friendly.
Yeah, but there's so much talk about MSMEs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would see there are lack of knowledge. There is no knowledge for the entrepreneur that how to get. If you have a good design, if you have a good bike, how you will get it passed from.
Right.
By saying passed, that means road legal.
Yes.
If a person is making a bike,
Right.
and he does not know how to get it road legal,
Right.
to get it, there is a big book to read
Right.
of the rules and regulation, after which you can apply for the certification.
How many kilos is that?
See,
और iCat के दरवाजे खटखटाते रहो, भटकते रहो वहाँ।
there are ICAT, there is ARI, there are lots of institution, and all works on the same thing. See, ARI mein, if you are asking a question, you have to pay money. Asking a question, you have to pay money after registration. Okay?
Wow.
So this is the level of the friendliness is there. Okay.
Wow.
And see after हमें यहाँ तो आपको पता होना चाहिए आप क्या कर रहे हो.
हाँ.
पूरे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन पता होने चाहिए. या फिर यू हैव टू हायर hire a person who knows everything.
Right.
Again, it is a very expensive thing to do.
Yeah.
क्या होता है कि मेन हर्डल आता है जब when we need a part and they ask for a minimum order quantity. That's the main hurdle I am facing right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you can't build one prototype and say ये बनाया मैंने.
No. अगर आपको एक पार्ट भी बनाना है then you have to give a minimum order quantity, or you have to repay them in like 300% more. एक प्रोडक्ट का जैसे 10 रुपए का है, so into 300%. This is how it is going on up till now. And क्या होता है कि हम लोग बहुत छोटे, we are very small manufacturer.
Entrepreneurs are like that.
Yeah, every entrepreneur is like that.
Yeah.
So what's happening कि whenever we go to a big companies like Minda and all those, they simply shut their door on us. That's the main problem we are facing. They are not understanding our passion. I am not here for the profit making thing. I'm fighting for 6 years now.
Yes.
To get this road legal.
Right.
And they are some of them are not even responding to me.
Right. Wow.
And I would like to share a small incident with you, Shandy.
Yeah, sure.
I went to a government office in Chhattisgarh. They say they told I need a NOC from them. I needed a NOC from them, and they said that this can't be. We can't give you NOC. I said why? They said that ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है. बड़ी कंपनियां जब आती हैं तो CM से फिर वो साइन होता है, MOU साइन होता है, and there is a big press conference and you need to have a 300 acres of something like that. और आपका छोटी सी जगह में थोड़ी ना बना दोगे मोटरसाइकिल.
Right.
हम NOC थोड़ी ना दे देंगे आपको. This is what I need. This is a small thing. I listen to this type of things on daily basis.
This category that you are in, like
Yes.
It's a very interesting category that you are in.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you educate me? I'm a total dhakkan in this. I don't know anything about it.
I'll tell you. Okay.
Yeah.
There are breed of dogs, the Pomeranian, the German Shepherds, and many of them. So similarly, there are a breed of bikes also.
Right.
There are Japanese.
Right.
There is American.
Yeah.
There is British.
Of course.
And so on.
Yeah.
So my bike
And
comes...
that's probably a Japanese one, which is roaring.
Yeah, roaring one. So because these British don't roar, they have a legacy. They go with her.
Yeah. It's easy, thumping. Yeah.
And they go with their own chal, you say.
Yes.
Okay. So my bike comes into the category of British V-twin.
Yes.
Further, I would like to उसको नीचे में करेंगे और कैटेगरी को सब कैटेगरी में लाएंगे तो ये इट इज़ अ बुटीक बाइक क्राफ्ट
एब्सोल्युटली
हैंड बिल्ड क्राफ्ट मशीन niche market.
Yes.
So this is how super niche market.
You've got to be a nutcase completely.
Nutcase, exactly. So my bike is in that segment.
Wow.
And I would love to share one more data with you that we are the only existing V-twin British bike builder.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the other there are like Aniket Vardhan is also there.
We were lucky to have him on our show.
Yes, I listened to that podcast also. It was
he mentioned you. Jaspreet Bhatia is a nice guy.
Yeah. We often chat on telephone.
Yeah.
He says कि कभी भी आएंगे तो मिलेंगे. So I'm waiting for him. If he is listening to this podcast, I'm waiting for him.
So on behalf of Aniket Vardhan, tell me about this interesting category that you're in. This is the CC category, that 700 or was it 600 to 1000 CC.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting, almost niche.
Yeah, see, the engine which I am using is capable of going from 700 cc to 1300 cc.
How is that possible?
Yeah. 1100 cc we have done it. and I have a prototype of 1100cc. It does very nicely because एक इसमें बोलते हैं कि it becomes a square of everything. Like जितना stroke है उतना bore है.
Okay.
So it becomes a square engine when
Okay.
you go till 1100cc.
Okay.
And मेरा जो engine design है, the bearing capacity and everything is of 1300cc.
Okay.
Even though I am putting a 1100cc motor in it. Okay.
Okay.
So and there are no player absolutely in this market, in this segment. And I would like to share one more thing, that many people come to me and they often compare my bike with a Harley 750.
Right.
And I would like, I am telling everybody that you can't do this. This is
Okay.
an American,
Yeah.
mass-produced, V-twin,
Okay.
and very cheap bike.
Right.
And mine is hand-built,
Right.
and a boutique bike,
Right.
and a British V-twin,
Fair enough.
and this
Let's
is...
come straight to the price point now.
Oh, price point.
Yeah.
See, 7,35,000 was the initial pricing which did it long back.
Okay.
But after that, there has been lots of implementation
Okay.
on the BS6 technology.
Right.
So we have to do the pricing again.
Right. Costs have gone up.
Yeah, but still, I will like to claim that it will be far less than any other 1000cc bike in the world.
Right.
In the world.
Seriously.
Yep.
Wow. You know, your relationship with Royal Enfield is something that I really want to talk about, because while you are building the heart of the machine, you've got tremendous support from Royal Enfield. You've got
Yes.
tremendous support from Royal Enfield to, year on year, stand with you and says, "Banao,
Yes.
chapo."
Yes. See, I would like to thank Siddhartha.
Yeah.
Sir, he has been such a sweetheart for the project. Oh, I can't tell you the support he gave us. He provided us with the spare parts at a very reasonable prices. He even gave us the certificates of those parts,
Right.
and we are using those certificates.
Right.
So I would like to thank Siddharth Lal sir.
You are also, you mentioned something when we were talking on the phone. You said something about being open to not only the ecosystem, but also, designers and builders of motorcycles. You want to collaborate with them.
Yeah, I am a passionate biker myself.
Yeah.
I would like to collaborate with each and every person who is as passionate about the bikes as
Right.
me.
So you'll provide the engine.
I can provide technology, I can provide the engine, and they can work on it, and
Right.
we can work on it.
Awesome. So this is an open invitation to anybody who builds custom motorcycles in this country. You get in touch with Jaspreet Bhatia for a V-twin Carberry,
Yeah,
and India will be a different place.
definitely. I would like to do it in future.
The one thing that we wanted to ask you about is the kind of investments that go into this. I mean, it's not an easy thing, as you said. I mean, you've sank a little bit of your personal fortune into this,
Yeah.
and some things that were dear to you. So it
Yep.
goes beyond money.
Yeah.
But what is the kind of investment that you're looking for in this? I mean,
See, that's all. When somebody is interested,
Yeah.
we can talk about it.
yeah,
But definitely, I'm open to investors.
yeah,
Anybody who has good ideas. I know how to build the motorcycles.
yeah,
I know how to build the motorcycles. But someone who knows how to make money out of it
right,
can come to me,
Right.
and we can collaborate. We can do some agreement. अगर कोई भी इन्वेस्टर आता है, if any new investor comes in,
yeah,
he has a very good opportunity right now.
Okay.
Our BS6 are almost clear.
yeah,
We are ready to rock the market,
okay,
and our fruit is ripe.
yes.
You just have to eat it.
Who would you like to ride with and why?
See, हिस्ट्री में नहीं, पर अभी प्रेजेंटली बहुत लोग हैं जिनके साथ मैं करना चाहता हूँ.
बोलो.
जिन्होंने मेरे को इस प्रोजेक्ट में सपोर्ट किया है, दे मीन एवरीथिंग टू मी. सिद्धार्थ लाल सर के साथ मैं राइड करना चाहता हूँ.
क्या बात है.
या आई वुड लाइक टू राइड विद ब्रैड पिट.
Wow.
I would like to ride with MS Dhoni.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
MS Dhoni wants a first bike from Carberry Motorcycles.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He wants a first bike from Carberry Motorcycles.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. What do you think about Biker Radio Rodcast?
Oh, Biker Radio is.
What do you think we are doing right or wrong?
This is the exactly perfect thing which you are doing. Okay?
Okay.
See,
Why do you think so?
people are avoiding screen times, you know.
Yes.
What's the alternative of if we are avoiding screen times and हमें बोर भी नहीं होना, what we have to do? We have to listen. And this podcast is the best way to gain the what I do. I'm talking about myself personally.
Yeah.
I listen to your episodes in gym sessions over and over again. So it becomes a habit for a person. Wow. If somebody is listening to the podcast.
Right. That's why we say listen, connect,
and
ride on.
Ride on.
Yes. Jaspreet Bhatia from Carberry Motors, thank you so much for being on the Biker Radio Rodcast on the long way home. I wish you all the best for the road ahead. And I wish you have a great time at the India Bike Week 2022. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Shandy. Thank you for having me on the show. I wish you all the best in your futures.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shandy.
All right. Thanks, guys.